Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative. Prophetic and practical.
Have you ever found yourself?
Are you dating for that person?
Informative and
I feel
inspirational.
every bit of it. Like, I'm not trying to waste my
How
time.
you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew.
Y'all share this live. We're gonna get started in just a minute. I'm letting it cycle a couple of times. Hopefully a couple of people will jump in so we can go ahead and get started. Let me make sure I'm transmitting. Yes, I am. Okay, good. What's up? Happy Thursday. Share this for me. Share this thread for me. Let's get a conversation started tonight.
Intellectual stew with James Kirkland. Intellectual stew.
Say hello. Come on in and say hello. Let me know who you are, where you're listening from. And like I said, we're going to get this conversation started up again. I know this is an off night, but I wanted to jump on. Let me turn this music down. I'm going to let it play in the background, but I am going to go ahead and get started. Don't know how long we'll be on. I need to get them to give me a longer version of this song. Let me turn this down. But I think I'm going to leave it playing in the background. What's up? What it do? Time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James Kirkland. And I wanted to come on again tonight and continue a subject that we started on Monday night. If you're tagged some people, and it actually turned out to be a really good discussion. It turned out to be a really good discussion. And I had people who asked me to run it back, asked me to talk about it a little bit more. And on these kinds of conversations, I don't really have to be the one to talk about them because I have you all. And you all can talk about them better than I can, because what I like to do is I like, through communication, through conversation, I like to share our experiences. And when we share our experiences, like I said, we don't always get a right answer. We don't always get a wrong answer, but sometimes we'll find a relevant answer by listening to other people and how they process. One thing I want to encourage you not to do is don't draw conclusions so soon. You know, drawing conclusions is like really, really final, right? When you draw a conclusion, that means you've looked at it, you've analyzed it, and this is the assessment that you walked away with. And when you do that, man, I mean, you have really limited yourself in this whole learning process, because I like to always say that life lends lessons. It's just how we consider the clues. And most times we struggle when it comes to considering the clues. But as we stated on the other night, that on Monday night, that one of the biggest issues that we have as couples or aspiring couples, or someone who's trying to end up in relationships, one of the biggest issues we have is the issue of communicating. 65. What's up, Emmanuel? 65% of mental health professionals, when asked why relationships and marriages fail, 65% of them said it was because of poor communication. And as I stated the other night, John Gray, an author, he said that men are from Mars, women are from Venus, which means that we are different. And because we are different anatomically, physiologically, psychologically, we're made different. Of course, we process different. We process from different parts of the brain. And thus, we typically come away with different outcomes. And I think what happens oftentimes is we limit ourselves to the way we think. And when we limit ourselves to the way we think, then we close out possibilities. But while we're closing out possibilities, we're also setting ourselves up for frustration when things don't go the way that we think they should go. And that's why I realized a while ago that I had matured when I was able to give people a margin for error. Since I'm not perfect, then I can't expect other people to be perfect in my life. And then the best way to get understanding is how? By asking. So tonight I want us to continue this whole conversation about love languages, because love languages is one of the ways, if we use them properly, if we don't mishandle them, that is one way or one thing we can use as a launching pad or foundation to grow from as we seek to become better communicators with whoever it is that we're communicating with. So if you would, first of all, say hello. If you come in, say, hey, what's up, Lakeisha? Come in, say hello, say hi, say cat, dog, boo, where you're listening from. And let's get involved tonight. Y'all gave me a lot of dialogue the other night, and I appreciated that. Y'all gave me a lot of dialogue. It made it very easy. What's up? Hey, Sandra, how are you? Made it very easy to communicate when you're talking back to me. So I appreciate that. Phoenicia, hey, how you doing? I really do appreciate that. So I want to jump back into these love languages, and then I want to do some more practical examples, like we did the other night. Now remember, part of bond, because we're talking about the bonding of the sex. Part of bonding is figuring out how to effectively communicate with each other, and you can become a better communicator. You can. I mean, if you work on your communication skills, you can become a better communicator. Now, I think gaining an understanding of your potential love interest it will lead to effective communication. You have to understand who it is you're dealing with. Now, Gary Chapman said that we all have emotional love tanks. And with these emotional love tanks that we have, they have to be filled. They're like gas tanks, right? A gas tank. In order for a car to go, there has to be gas in the tank. If there's no gas in the tank, if it runs out of gas, gas can't get through the system, and the car won't go. Likewise, if you're in a relationship and you view it as such that you both have two separate love tanks, and you constantly work to feel the individual that you've chosen. Remember, and let's not leave that part out. once you've chosen someone to be your potential interest, and you start that whole, I know I'm going to use a foreign word, it's old fashioned, I know it doesn't make sense to some of the younger generation, but there's a word we used to use called courting. When you've decided that that's the one that you want to court, that's the one that you've made that decision, then you ought to at least start the process of trying to fill that love tank. And when you feel that love tank, then that person will be fulfilled. And then I think when we're fulfilled, most of us, if we have a heart, we'll reciprocate, right? If we're operating optimally, then we'll reciprocate. Let me see what Sandra said. Sandra said, that's true. The energy that you give out needs to be replenished. Absolutely. It's so easy to get caught out being a giver. And then you end up being frustrated. But here's the caveat though, Sandra. Here's the caveat, right? Sometimes we're giving, but we're giving counterproductively, because we're giving what we want to give, but we're not giving in the area of the person's need or that love language. For instance, we talked about this the other night. Suppose that person's love language is words of affirmation. I love saying that because that's mine. But you're steadily sending gifts. And then you've spent a lot of money giving gifts because that's the way you like to be loved, right? Or some, well, I'm just saying, giving an example. And then all of a sudden you're frustrated when all you had to do was say, I love you. Or as they said the other night, oh, I like the way that cologne smells on you. And that's so free. That's so free. You know what I'm saying? But that's taking the time to do the necessary research. That's the word, research, to find out what that is. And then, Sandra, I believe even if we go through the front door and just get on the basement floor, start with that foundation, making sure we're trying to meet that particular love and interest, and start filling the tank from there. Then I think we can expand to other areas, and even build a fruitful relationship. So that's why I think that's the word I'm going to use. I think we need to try our best to be very intentional as it relates to whoever it is, that we are desirous of building a relationship with. So what we did the other night was we got into some of the discussions. We got into the discussion about that emotional love tank, and not viewing it as just a colloquial expression, right? Because sometimes we love to say love language. If you have not taken the love language test or love language quiz, Google it. Google the love language quiz, and it'll ask you a series of questions. And then through an assessment, they'll tell you what your love languages are, if you don't already know. If you don't know the 5 love languages, somebody put them in the chat for me. I think they're, let me think, because I'm doing this from memory. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and sending and receiving gifts. Yeah, those are the 5 love languages. Typically, those are the 5 categories that they are. I used to hear somebody say security back in the day. I'm not sure which one that falls under, if it is in fact a love language. You taken it a couple times. What's your love language, Sandra? What's your love language? I want them to tell the audience how to love you, since what's your love language? What's your love language? And I'm gonna have my people in the audience help me tell how to love someone who has your particular love language. Give me your first one. Don't give me all 3 of them. Okay, so your love language is acts of service. Okay, so acts of service. So y'all tell me in the audience or in the chat, y'all tell me, what do we do to make Sandra feel loved, since since her love language is acts of service? What can we do? How can we make her feel loved, or how can we fill her love tank? If in fact it isn't, not if, she took the test already, she just said that, duh. Yeah. How do Phoenicia, Emmanuel, Lakeisha, how do we make Sandra, Miss Settles, feel loved if acts of service is her love tank. Now, if I were in a relationship with you and we were of such, I guess if I were trying to make you feel loved, I would make sure your gas tank was full. Would that work? Something like that. Start doing things like that. Make sure the gas tank is full. Find a way to make life a little easier. If I notice that your car is dirty, I might, make sure your car gets cleaned. I mean, what are some other things we can do? Y'all quiet on me tonight. What are some other things? He said, yes. Okay. What are some other things? Help me out. What's some other things that we can do? Acts of service. I like to pull out my internet since I forgot to put up the phone. Hold on. Let me put the phone number up in case somebody wants to call in. And I'm gonna get into my videos in a few minutes. So y'all stick with me for a little while. We're gonna do a couple of different things. Gonna do a couple of different things tonight. All right. Had to put the phone number up. I should not have to ask for what you already know I need. Okay. That's fair. If I know you need it. Okay. Now let me ask you a question about that. Have you expressed this verbally in the past? You said, since I know you need it, have you expressed this verbally in the past, or am I guessing, or is he guessing? Because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I think people think we're supposed to guess, and I get it. I'm not a very good guesser. I was never good at like those types of games. I'm just not a good guesser. I can figure stuff out, but I'm not a good guesser. But if you've told me in the past, and I will log that under, whatever letter it needs to be in my memory bank. But if you've never told me, that might be hard. Let me see what Phoenicia said. Phoenicia said completing a chore, making sure that they have their favorite cup of coffee in the morning, having bath ready. Now you love talking about baths and showers, Phoenicia. How deep are we in this relationship? Are we talking about marriage with you, or are we talking about boyfriend and girlfriend? Because the other night we're gonna leave the other night as the other night. But where we at in this whole relationship with this bath ready? Okay, pulling back the bed, etc. Okay. Victoria said, unburden the load. All right. We are bonding the sex. Yeah, but okay, are we 6 months in, a month in, or we don't have any boundaries? I'm cool. Hey, you like it, I love it. I'm one of those that the rules can be established as we go. I don't have a problem with it. I don't go in with expectations. So so I'm not limited in those expectations, right? So let me see what Sandra said. If you truly love someone, 6-12 months. Okay. If you truly love someone, then you should be paying attention to what I need. I get it. I get it. I'm doing it. But let me ask you a question. Are you frustrated when they don't? Are you frustrated when they don't? I love to use the expression that I can't expect my how's my daughter? I can't expect my 20-year-old to know what it has taken me 51 years to learn. And if I like someone enough, I'm going to probably, give them an open book test. Dang, that was good, James. Yeah, if I like, because y'all know it's true. You give some people a little more grace than you give others, depending on how much you like them. If you like them enough, you'll probably get, some people you don't get as mad. Okay, that's good. You pay attention to them. And that's the key. That's the key. That's the key. I believe we should pay attention, but I gotta play devil's advocate, because I don't want us. I think we get so caught up, Sandra and Victoria. I think we get so caught up looking for these. I think we get so caught up looking for these, and we start and I think whatever you look for, you have a tendency to find it. You typically find it. It's different in noticing red flags and looking for red flags. And I think sometimes we look. I've met people sometimes. I think I'd be like, "Do you choose anger? Are you that frustrated for real? Are you? Because that's like, hold on, that's a good place for that. It's like a good place for a stick up. Are you really that upset? Because I've seen people who talk crazy to men and to each other. I wouldn't talk to another adult like I've seen other people talk. Where is it at? Where is that video at? Is that it? Yeah, maybe y'all can explain. Oh, here it is. Because if you're that angry, not you, Sandra. This is a rhetorical. This is not. But like I said, I think some people, I know, because if you get mad if they don't notice it. Like I said, I've lost stuff in the house. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. Like this, how do you control anger like this?
Now you
What?
why you acting different?
Today's a
Open
new
the-
day.
Okay.
I said we broke up. So you gonna hurt yourself, bro?
Open the door.
You gonna literally try to hurt?
Fucking open
It
the
looks
door.
like you're hurting yourself.
Open the
I'm not playing with you,
door.
bro. I'm about to call the police on your ass. For real. If I
you
call my
for real?
sisters and them over here,
Break
you go.
them. You can break them. I don't
Oh
care.
my
Break
god.
them. Y'all
I have.
No, man, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I get that, the taking the trash out and all those kinds of things. I get that. But I was thinking she was thinking a little bit deeper than just taking the trash. I mean, the obvious things, of course. I mean, I don't want you cutting the grass. I don't want you taking out the trash. I don't want you doing any of those things. I like you to look as pretty and sweet and soft as possible. So I really don't want you doing any of those things. So I get those types of duties. I get those. I mean, I call them manly duties. I know they just have to be done. But I get it. I get it. But I want us, I hope, I pray that we don't all end up getting just what you gonna say, small things build the big things. I mean, it's a way to address them. It's a way to address them, I think, without emasculating or without. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give, like, we talk, Phoenicia, me and you, me and you, my therapist, so we could talk. So, person, I stay on words of affirmation because that's me, and I got to learn about me. So y'all teach me so much about me, and I appreciate that. So now, if you use words of affirmation, that's my thing, right? And and I respond well to words of affirmation. I respond well. But then all of a sudden, that same mouth that you're giving me words of affirmation, those same words become adversarial. Then, like, I feel like you're checking me, or I feel like you talking, because sometimes I think I see people talk to men like they're their children. And I get it if you get frustrated, but in your frustration, if that same mouth that was given affirmations, the words become adversarial, then now I'm kind of looking a whole different way, and I know how I am. So I get it. Small things build the big things, but I think it's a way to address those small things before they become big things, and that's simply by a conversation. Or, I mean, it might take two, conversations, but I just think if I really care about that person, you should not want to hurt with your word. Absolutely. I absolutely. But, hey, the Bible talks about how hard it is to tame a tongue, because that's an instinct when you're typically, if somebody steps on your toe, your natural response is to say, ouch. And if someone says something, out of the way to you, and you feel like you need to respond, then sometimes you do that. And I think, though, and so I think before those things become large or build to big things, as Victoria says, I think we should be, as I'm not gonna say that word, the V word. Y'all know how I am. I have to say commercials when I start saying words like that. But when they start to before they build the big things, it's just a simple conversation, and it's not coming to you. I'm sick of telling you this kind of stuff. It's a way to say something and still get the same. You can say the same thing probably 100 different ways and get 100 different results, right? And it's just how you talk, and it's two grown people having a conversation. I think sometimes, man, I feel like, and I'm not on a soapbox because y'all know me. I've apologized. I've apologized on behalf of men. I've said that we need to. I'm doing a whole series of podcasts called "The Bonding of the Sexes," so I'm trying to build us back together. I've addressed that there's a gulf or a gap between men and women. I've done, and I've talked about the need for us to connect, right? And I think we just have to. And I'm even trying now, even with the love languages and highlighting those, to figure out a way to have a foundation, to have a platform, so that we can use that platform to go to the next level. But the problem is, I think it's so hard to get past the pain of our past, because I know all of us have bad experiences, and typically we carry those bad experiences with us. Even if they don't hurt, even if they don't itch, it still leaves a scar, and a scar as a reminder of what hurt me in the past. So I'm trying to figure out, how do we get beyond, I mean, the hard conversations, how even in having hard conversations, I don't know, but we just we got to figure out how to have those conversations without somebody shutting down. Because I'm one. My name is James. I'm your friend. This is counseling. I'm telling you, I'm one that'll shut down in some situations. If I'm not ready to talk about it yet, I'm not ready. That don't mean I'm not gonna always not be ready to talk about it. I'm just being vulnerable. I'm being transparent. I said it again. I'm just telling the truth. Just being honest with you. Sometimes I don't. If I feel like you're pressing me, maybe we need to, and we're gonna talk about the rules of communication, Phoenicia. But maybe in that instance, maybe we need to schedule that or something, because sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I feel cornered when you try to make me talk about something that I'm not ready to talk about in that particular moment. Let me see what Victoria said. This is where having rules of communication in place in the relationship. People struggle with hearing and being heard. If we listen to respond and not to understand, then our words can cut deep, especially for someone with words of affirmation as their love language. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to that session. Phoenicia and I are going to have on at the Bonding of the Sexes on May the 4th in Little Rock. I'm looking forward to that session, because you do need rules of communication. You do. And because you'll feel like, and I get it, Sandra, you probably feel like you're being shut down when you're ready to have that hard conversation, and he might not be ready to have that conversation. And I've been in that position probably within the last 2 or 3 months, where there were times, yes, it's gonna be in Little Rock. I've been in that position in the last 2 or 3 months where sometimes, and the person was a much better communicator than I was, and she didn't mind having the harder conversations. But I'm a Cancer, man. I'm a crab. If I feel like I'm cornered, I'm most times I'm gonna shut down. And I can listen to you. You'll say it, and I might not say a word back, and I know that hurts, and I don't mean to, but I'm really processing what you're saying, because men operate from a different source of logic, right? It's got to make sense. And sometimes, even with that conversation, I listen to your premise. If the premise was off, I'm like, that's not applicable. That doesn't apply to me, because I wasn't thinking like that. I mean, so like I said, so our brains think so differently, and that's fair. I think that's fair. I think it's okay. Hold on, you can correct that once you are aware of the shutdown defense. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't, because I know you've read a few books more than I have. I can only talk about what I've been through, because I see the word defense, and I guess it is a defense to an extent. I mean, I guess it is, but I'm not gonna, you can't force me into talk about something. Now, when I'm ready to talk about it, I will. I have no problem with that. And that's why I said maybe when we start talking about those rules of communication. Yes, Sandra, May the 4th, 2024 at 6 o'clock. Well, the VIP reception starts at 6 o'clock, 6 to 6:45. I'm not afraid of anything. It's not afraid. I'm not ready. I don't have an answer. And if I don't have an answer, then what am I answering? You came and you had something to say. I didn't necessarily have something to say at that moment. And that's not, so it's not a fear. It's not, I don't have an answer, and I can't make up something that I don't have. Want me to lie? If you want me to lie, I used to be a good liar. I don't like doing that no more. I stopped. But if I don't have an answer, then what am I supposed to say? I tell you what I say in that moment. And I'm processing. Now, later on, when I look at it 4, 5, 6, 8 times, then I might say, oh, okay. And then I'll come back and I have a whole discourse for you. I'll give you a whole soliloquy, a dissertation, however you want to do it. But sometimes I have to process, because I'm not impulsive. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not just gonna put it out there until, especially if it's deep to you. So you want a good thought. Well, you should want a well thought out answer. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like I said, that's just me. And I'm not everybody. Some men are probably better communicators. Yeah. And that's it is what it is. When you blindside me, hit me upside my head. You pop me upside my head and like, take that. Like, hold on, wait a minute. We was just talking and having a good time and doing this. And now I gotta go into a whole different thought to simply say that. I need to process that, or I'm processing, helps your partner not feel ignored. I respect that. I go with that, Miss Dominique. I promise you I will. And then I appreciate that answer, and that's a good answer. And Phoenicia, I appreciate what you said, because I think if you're close enough to your partner, they're going to recognize that. And even I remember one time I was talking to that person, and she said, okay, now I see that you shut down. What do I do when you shut down? And I said, give me a minute. So now I notice characteristics. I know, because I notice characteristics about you. I do. And I might not say a word. I'm just looking. I notice them and I respond accordingly. And then I give you the elasticity you need to function within that moment that you're in. So if you need a little bit more moment to stretch, I can give that to you, because I'm paying attention too. I'm paying attention. And that, okay, I like that. Let me see. Victoria said one of the key rules of communication is to come back after the walk away. I get that, because I read an article. It was probably in 2009. I was in a family and marriage class, and it talked about the art of fighting fair. And one of the rules, one of the suggestions that they gave is give each other 5 minutes. Whatever you're saying in this moment, give each other 5 minutes. Walk away, as Victoria just said, but then come back 5 minutes later and say the same thing, but just say it a different way with a calmer head. That's simple. And those simple keys, I think, are things that could help us build and bond, as opposed to keep and continue this continuous battle that we're doing. Even the post I put on my Facebook page today, and I put it in the group as well, and it was a skit. And everybody was upset with the guy. Everybody was mad at him. And of course, if everybody's mad at somebody, then I'm probably going to take the opposite, because I just like to debate. I mean, I'm just going to do it for the fun of it. What's up, man? What's up, Simpson? I'm just going to do it because I like to debate. So if you all are all on one side, then I'm like the biblical part of it. You know, Christ and Jesus said, you know, many are going to run to a wonder, but I'm not there. So when I see everybody taking one side, then I'm just going to automatically take the other side, you know, because I can, like I said, I don't draw conclusions that fast. I don't draw conclusions, and that because I think there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? We're complex people. So if I draw a conclusion that fast, then what have I missed? What have I not opened myself up to because I drew a conclusion too soon, right? So I'm going to continue to learn, and I'm going to look at it 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways. And then after assessing it, then I'm going to draw my final conclusion. Sometimes we draw conclusions soon. If you draw a conclusion on me too fast, I'm going to let you have it. I mean, because you drew it. I'm not going to chase you. I can't. I refuse. One of my members in church back in the day, he said, Pastor, I refuse. And I refuse. I would not, because you drew it. I can't help that. Let me see what Phoenicia says. She said, if the other person is oblivious that is going on, you can also use a code word to help the partner recognize. Write down all these notes, because we're going to use all this stuff. Hold on. Let me see what else you said. We also say drawing a conclusion is based off of that specific person's perception. Absolutely. And that's not your perception is not my problem. And if you now, like I said, if you're my person, you know, and I'm trying to build with you, then that's different. But on just an average everyday person, but I try to apply most of those principles in life. You know, I don't even with the young man in the video, you know, I just didn't look at it just one way. Let's look at it. Let's look at that video. Because I got a few of y'all on here. Y'all watch this video. And let me put a disclaimer on here. I do not approve of his behavior at the end of the video at all. I don't. It's not like it's a joke. You know, it's a skit. We know it, but we're just going to assess the antics in the skit. But let's take out the portion at the end where where y'all see it in a minute. But let me pull up this video and we'll go from there. Hold on, let me find it. Is that it? Oh, there it is.
First
Here we go.
date, this nigga acting like he don't want to open the door. What type of shit is that? Didn't you see me walking up to the car? Open the door, let me in.
I locked the door. Get in.
No, you're gonna open the door for me.
Let me call you right now.
And then he on the phone. What type of shit is this supposed to be a date?
Yo, get in the car, open the door for you.
I'm not doing that. You gonna open the door for me. This is what we doing on this first date, or we not going on no more dates. How about that?
Yo, I unlocked the door. Get in the fucking car.
Open the door for me, and then I'll get in the car.
Would you open the door of a wolf come chasing your motherfucking ass?
I'm asking you to open the door. You want to go on a date with me? You're gonna open the door for
I'm
me.
gonna open this motherfucking door because I'm gonna do grown man shit.
Okay, well you should have did that in the beginning. I should have to tell you to do it. You're gonna open the door for me. What the fuck you talking about?
Where the hell is she?
What the fuck you got that in your mouth for?
What's your
Where
name?
you get them rubbers from?
If I gotta open the door, you're gonna be sucking some dick around.
No, the
me,
fuck
man.
I'm
That's
not.
the fuck you
No,
is.
the fuck I'm
You
not.
gotta do grown man shit.
You don't pay enough for that shit.
What you mean?
What
If
is
I
this?
got to come in the motherfucking door, I'm driving my dick out.
That's enough of that. That's enough of that. So y'all saw it, right? Her tone is oh, okay. Whoa, Sandra, give me a high five. Reach over here and give it to me, please. Sandra, come on, just reach up here and give me a high five. Cause I give me a high five, please. I need the high. Woo! I mean, cause everybody on the it was their first date. It was their first date, Jackie. That first date. Bam, I got it. Cause everybody went in on old boy in the video. They went in on him. They like, if he don't open the door for me, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't mess with him no way. What kind of man don't do that? Men ain't men no more. I mean, all kind of stuff. They just going ham on brothers, man. And I'm like, why is it that we're guilty and then have to turn around and prove our own innocence, right? I mean, her behavior was totally excused in the video. But Sandra, first thing you said was her tone is causing conflict. First thing she do, she come to the front video. I mean, he's on the phone, no doubt. He's on the phone. She comes up. I thought she was on the phone. Jackie, I said that. I said I would have drove off. And somebody told me, they said, by you saying that you would drive off, that tells me what kind of man. Well, hell, what kind of man does it say I am? What kind of man? One that don't want to hear no woman coming in my mouth barking commands, telling me what I'm gonna do, and I'm going on the first date. Man, what I got to look forward to for real? You gonna do this, and you gonna do this, and you gonna do this, nigga. Negro, please. And so I would have driven off. Honestly, I really would. Now, let me say this. I don't date women who talk like that. So I'm gonna open the door for a woman. If I'm taking you on the first date, trust me, if I see you reach for a door, I have a problem with it. Don't do that. I got you on that one. So I don't date women who would have to tell me to open a door for her. But if I didn't open the door for the woman that I date, the type of woman I date, she would not say, "You ain't gonna open the door for me." You know what I'm gonna say? Nope. No, I'm joking. If I like her enough, I'll probably be embarrassed and probably, ooh, my bad, sweetie. I got you. If I like you like that, right? But hold on. She said she better move her feet. You would have. Jackie said exactly. She says, hold on. Sandra said she would have been left standing. Okay. Jackie said exactly. Shit, I'm out. Francine said her mouth was very bad from the word go. And Jackie said when she's on her way out, the old girl better move her feet. That's the thing. And you know what? That's a mentality that is appreciated because it's not checked. Because like I said, if you go to my page and you look at my page and you look up and down my page and look at that particular comment right there, they were on him. They were on him. And this is the thing. You can't expect somebody to be who they're not. We are the effects of what we have been exposed to and what we have embraced. Okay, let me see. No, you're right. No, Victoria, listen, there's no right and a wrong answer. There's just an answer and an answer. That's all I'm saying. They're obviously not for each other. If she has certain expectations and he's not meeting her expectations, don't demonize him or don't ostracize him because of who he's not. If you like him enough, let him know those expectations and then expect him to meet those expectations. But you come in checking somebody, you come into the car with a bad attitude, man, I promise you, I hope your feet aren't too close to the car, because you're gonna have some flat toes, some fractured feet. Let me finish reading your comment. But as a woman, why walk into a situation like that? If that's not the type of treatment you would allow, then don't allow it. You are free to remove yourself from that situation. We don't have to demand behaviors. He communicated his fear. Yeah, absolutely, and that's fine. That's fine. But you don't have to go on a social media campaign. Yeah, absolutely. But so her worth was reduced to, you gonna do this and you're gonna bark commands and you're gonna. Well, I say barking. I say barking. That might not been. I might not say barking, but we don't know what the expectations are. Let me see what Jackie said. Jackie said, first off, I like that. It's a first date. The way she was cussing and fussing on the first date. Can we check that behavior? I don't want to check it, because if I check it, then I'm a man and we bash him. Y'all know how we say we men. You can't say nothing about the opposite sex. I ain't gonna say nothing. But can we check that behavior, or is that just automatically excused? Let me see this again. Hold on. Maybe I missed it. Let me see how the whole conversation started. I missed it. I had to miss it.
This nigga acting like he don't want to open the door. What type of shit is that?
All right. First date, he ain't gonna open the door. What type of shit is that? That's the energy you're going into the conversation with. That's it. You're going. So if you're carrying that energy in, the first you come and you on your phone, taping, recording or on the phone, whatever you're doing, and you walk to the car, and first thing you say is, hold on a minute. I might have missed it. Let me check it again. You know, I'm old. I'm 51. My ears might not be as good as they were when I was 50. Hold on.
First date, this nigga acting like he don't want to open the door. What type of shit is that? Didn't you see me walking up to the car? Open the door, let me in.
I locked the door. Get in.
No, you're gonna open the door for me.
Let me call you right now.
And then he on the phone. What type of shit is this? Supposed to be a date.
Yo, get in the car. Open the door for
I'm not.
And then she said something a minute ago. She said, this nigga on the phone. What kind of shit is this? Don't call me nigga ever. My name is James. If you ever call me that, I would not answer. First, I'll check it. I'll say, hey, that's not my name. But after that, can I see women y'all call each other bees and y'all call it, all this other stuff. Don't call me that. Don't call me no nigga. Don't do it. I promise. My name is James. My daddy looked me in my eyes and said, you're gonna be my son. And my son's name is James. James II. That's my name. That's what I go by. Don't call me nigga. And like I said, that energy coming in. Now, he was wrong at the end, but action will cause a reaction. And if you come with a certain type of energy, you're going to get that response. And him sitting in the other seat, was it offensive? What did he do? Was it disrespectful? Huh? He didn't get there you go, Sandra. He didn't get out of the car and call out a name or nothing. All he did was say, it's open. Then he said, if a wolf was chasing you, he said, you'd have got your money. I don't know where they from, somewhere in Mississippi or something. But she said, no, you're going to get out and you're going to come around and you're going to let me in. Lord, please, you crazy. Nowhere in the world, I promise you, wouldn't have happened. No way. But no. So my thing is, if there was a man, I don't know that I'd want to end the evening with my sensitive parts in a mouth like that. I don't understand. I missed that one. I missed that one. If I was a man, I don't know that I'd want to end the evening. Oh yeah, with my sense of I wouldn't. That's a turnoff. And I don't know why. What would make somebody think that was sexy? Yeah, you know what I mean. I know they got this term called the alpha females and all this kind of stuff, and maybe that's what she is. I don't know. Maybe she's operating out of pain. I don't know what it is. but I don't think it's acceptable. But people demonized him because of what he did at the end of the video. And he did, he pulled out a condom and said, "You're gonna be sucking some whatever if I'm gonna treat you like a girlfriend." For him, opening doors and all that kind of stuff is girlfriend behavior. And but we are the effects of what we've been exposed to and what we've embraced. Every other woman he's dealt with in the past was cool with that. Now, the next woman he meets, Victoria, if you are her and you're not cool with that, then you have to let him know, hey, guess what? I'm used to men opening the door for me, baby. I'm a queen. I deserve that. And that's better than, no, you're going to come around the car and you're going to open the door for me. I'm like, girl, I told y'all, listen, I told you my stress level went down when my middle finger started going up. She'd have got one. I promise she'd have got it. She'd have got it. She's doing, hold on. Oh, Francine, that's grown folk wisdom right there. Francine said she doing all that. She could have been in the car long. They could have been on their way to the restaurant, laughing, joking, all that kind of stuff. There you go. Let me see what my sister Jackie said. Jackie said, I don't know about alpha female, but it's definitely the ignorant female. Okay. I get it. And I'm telling you, he was all kinds of bad dudes on my post for whatever reason. He was all kinds of bad dudes. And I'm like you, Sandra, that conversation should have been, he should have known Victoria. Sandra said it, but I'm just saying Victoria just because I felt like it. He should have known, or she should have let him know that her expectations as far as opening doors, all that stuff beforehand. And I'm not saying that all of the honest or the problem is with her. I'm not saying that. But I think an action provokes a reaction. And if we're trying to bond, I don't know. There you go. She's been conditioned. She's been allowed to behave that way previously. She's likely seen other women behave that way and get their way, and she's conditioned. Girl, y'all know y'all. I'm called you out because I like your name, Victoria. 4 syllables. You're right. You just said some conditioning. So let's now, Sandra, March the 2nd, I believe it was, we did our first bonding of the sexes in Little Rock, Arkansas. And this was one of the discussions we had. And it kind of piggybacks what God be giving me to say, what Victoria said. Check this out.
I was the one in the role because that's what I saw. That's what my aunties and them did, when I decided to get divorced, one of my aunties was like, girl, you better go back and get your man. And I had to respectfully say, if he was my man, then he wouldn't have did what he did. So from there, that's when I started to groom myself. I would never be in that situation again. Never. I've always made sure that I was established. So when I got divorced or when the man decided he wanted to leave or he wanted somebody else, my life didn't change. I told one of my girlfriends, I think it was this baby here, I said, it's amazing how my life has changed drastically, but it ain't changed. I was the one.
That was a powerful part. That was a good conversation. Danny we did a conversation talking about the representative. And she wrote it as a older, well, more mature lady to a less mature women. And she explained to them what some of her mistakes and how she had fallen okie doke, I guess, to the representative. And she didn't want them to follow that. And so the reason I thought about that is because Victoria just said that sometimes that the young lady in the video might have been conditioned. She's seen other women behave that way, and she thought that was acceptable. And Danny said that she had people that try to give her bad advice, because some of the conditioning that we receive is not good conditioning. It's bad when dysfunction becomes normal, right? When dysfunction seems to be functional, because we create new normals. When a baseball player gets in the batter's box and you got somebody throwing like 95, 100 miles an hour, they want to get as far back in the batter's box as they can. So they'll try to kick the chalk off the box to get closer to the catcher so they can, see the ball farther, right? So that's what happens in society now. We've moved the line. We've gotten, we've tried to call right wrong and wrong right. We've gotten new normals, and those are things that and it is peer pressure, because that, like Danny said, her aunties and them told her to go, you better go back home. Dan, like, no, why would I go back to that? I'm better than that. And you got to, and as somebody said, Phoenicia, I believe, said earlier, you have to know your worth. You have to know your worth. And if you do know your worth, it's certain things you won't settle for. But watch this. Sometimes in that, you can take somebody to the next level with you. Because guess what? They got to step their game up if they want to be with you. And that's okay. That's like in corporate society. If you got a 10 can make a 6 or 8. If a 10 really works with a 6 and invests in a 6, a 10 can make a 6 or 8, and an 8 is a darn good support system to go with a 10. And that's why I've seen situations where women came into men's lives and helped make them better. But that's why I think we're better together. That's why I think, sometimes we get the math wrong, because we think a relationship is 1 + 1 = 2, but really a relationship is 1 + 1 = more 1, because we're together. The two becomes 1. Yeah. I get it. I get it. And the thing is, we know, I think very average people can sit back and point flaws out all day long. We can point them out. We know what's wrong. We do. We can call it out. We know exactly what's wrong. But I think the challenge now becomes who can stand the rain, as New Edition used to say, stand the rain and figure out how to get beyond it. And these love languages are a good way to do it. A good way to do it. All they had to do was have a conversation. And in conversations, especially initial conversation, that's when now that representative is going to show up. I don't care who you are. Y'all can talk all that stuff you want to avoid the representative. The representative is going to show up, especially if you have not met in person, because nobody is going to show you their flaws to start off. They're going to show you their best. And they're going to try their best to maintain the best, but, they're going to show you the best. It just is what it is. If we playing spades, you're probably going to lead with an ace of spades, a joke or something close to it, because you want to show your best, because your best is what somebody's going to be attracted to. Most people are not going to be attracted to you at your worst. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't even sound logical. But so you're going to run into that. But in that, you still get to know somebody. Now, I'm not saying you're lying, because your best is still a part of you. It's in, oh God, it's in there. It's in there. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, let me put that on the screen. Sandra Settle said it will take 6 months to a year for a true person to show up. And I think it probably take even longer than that. I had Avery Thompson on the show. He said he's been married 32 years. And Avery said that they didn't figure out marriage until about year 18. So I think I use the expression that every day I become a little more me. Because, and the reason I'm more me today is because I'm exposed to something today that I wasn't exposed to yesterday. So every day I become a little bit, I'll be more me tomorrow. So if I'm becoming more me every day, how are you going to really know me if I'm becoming more me? Now, like I said, you start picking up clues, you start noticing characteristics, and you notice behavior patterns, and but that takes research. I get it, because we're constantly evolving. Would you not agree? Do y'all agree with that? Do you think that do you not agree that we're constantly evolving? The things that we're presented with. One of the things that I'm on, I use a hashtag. It's on my shirt now. On my shirt, it says "On the Path to Better." Now, and that was a result of me having a real conversation with myself when I bumped into myself. One day I was like, "Hey, self," but I bumped into myself when I was stuck on my couch. After my divorce, going through probably a season of depression, almost lost sight of who I was, and then eventually I came to myself, and I was reminded of my purpose. I was reminded of some things that I kind of had lost sight of, and it's funny how God will send you these reminders of who you are, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back. So, but I'm on this path to better now, because I want to become the best possible version of myself. I want to be the best me I can possibly be, because if I'm the best me I can be, then I'm more attractive, even in relationships, even in business, even in the marketplace, in ministry. I attract I attract the best that's available for me once I really do the work to work on myself. And I had to do it. And that took looking in that metaphorical mirror. How could I allow somebody else to love me if I really didn't love myself like that? Or because some people, truth be told, don't think they're worthy of love because of some mistakes they might have made, or they don't want to mishandle it again. And I probably went through that season, might be coming out of that season, right? But that's being vulnerable. But those are the stories. That's what we're dealing with when we're meeting new people, right? Because you don't expect them to come, like Christ on the road to Emmaus with his hands out saying, hey, here my nails scarred. No, everybody don't show their wounds in the beginning, but you learn them, Sandra, over that 6 to 12 month period, or over time, depending on how much you want to invest in that particular person. Are they worthy of the investment? And if they are, then you can't get frustrated. Now, here it is. Sometimes, when I know I'm about to get a breakthrough? When I get frustrated. Frustration usually precedes my fruitfulness. It always happens. It always happens. That means if really a person that I love, that I don't care anything about, you can't make me mad. You can't really get a reaction out of me because I don't care. I don't know you. So you're not significant enough. But a person who can get a rise out of you, that's probably somebody that you're probably interested in. But now here comes Phoenicia, here comes Victoria. But you have to figure out how to institute rules of communication, so that when you run into these crossroads or you run into these roadblocks, how do we get beyond this roadblock and turn this roadblock into a speed bump? Now, because a speed bump might slow you down, but it's going to make you think, because you ain't going to run over it too fast, because if you run over too fast, depending on what kind of car you got, you mess your shocks up, your engine might fall out, whatever, so you got to be careful going over speed bumps. But rules of communication will help you slow down just enough to hear and say, and I appreciate that. And some of the concepts that we talk about, I have friends that I have people have taught me some of those things. I'm hearing them more now. Let me see what Jackie said. Jackie said the worst thing that can happen is being vulnerable and open, and then it's used against you later, or it's constantly brought up. Absolutely. And that's why people are vulnerable. That's why people sometimes do send the representative. It's a front, because they want to make sure. So if you put the front out there and the front can stand the damage, then I might bring up the rest. I don't know. I'm just perhaps in it. I don't know. I don't know if that's what you mean, Jackie, but I'm just perhaps in it. But it takes work. It's going to take some real work. I want to laugh right quick. Let me put this on here. I want to laugh one time, and then we'll come back. Hold on. Y'all stop.
Who ate my last pot of donuts?
Was it me?
Well, it obviously wasn't fucking me. You think I ate it? Oh, because I'm the big one, so obviously I fucking ate it. Y'all need to fess the fuck up. The fuck?
Do y'all think she ate them donuts? I don't know, but somebody snitched on her. I don't think she necessarily ate the donuts, but I don't know. But if she ate the donuts, she should have fessed up. She lying. All right. Phoenicia said, she said, I don't know. I need to,
Who ate my last pot of donuts?
Was it me?
Well, it obviously wasn't fucking me. You think I ate it? Oh, because I'm the big one, so obviously I fucking ate it. Y'all need to fess the fuck up. The fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. Exactly. There's no proof. Did they check her fingers, Victoria? I didn't see if they checked her fingers or not. I don't know. I don't. Nothing said nothing. Sandra said her face told it. I don't know if she ate the donuts or not, but she had, hey, if she ate the donuts, she should have fessed up. She said somebody need to fess up. Sandra said it was written all over her face. Emmanuel said she was quick to get angry. Okay. I don't know, but listen, but hey, that's rules of communication. See, if they would have had some rules of communication in place, then when some conflict arose, then they would have known what to say in that moment. Okay. All right, Jack is still being vulnerable right now. So let's go back to the I use that word again. Hold on. Let's Phoenicia, my therapist, Victoria, y'all help me out. She said, me, I'm laughing at Morton's comments. She said, me, I won't share my hurt of things close to me or going on because of those things happening. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And it will make you put a wall up. But I do believe when that person comes, the right person, I think you'll feel soft. I think it'll come. And that's the thing. We can't be frustrated about the things that didn't work because that more than likely just wasn't our person. And that's okay. That's it. Morton Dominic said the white boy, you couldn't the white boy. Now that could be it. The white boy might have ate it and they made out and pout. They made out. Girl, you about to make she's about to make me throw up in my mouth. Oh God. Oh, they made out. And actually, Jackie, you're right. It could have very well been from previous eating. Who knows if that was the actual donuts? Do we have a fingerprint or something of the sort? Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, the right person can make the walls come down, but it has to be the right person. Conversation should be easy. You can't force anybody to do what they should be doing. You shouldn't have to force them. But if they're interested enough, they'll learn how to communicate. They at least want to start trying to learn. Now, if you start giving deadlines and all that kind of stuff, you're entitled to do that. You're entitled to do that. It may you do, but do whatever you got to do to make it happen. She said, Jackie said she gave up. She said, no, I got to stay hard. I got a reputation to keep. Let me see what. Because I know she has the wrong makeup. Oh, YouTube. That's true too. I mean, I forgot about filters. That could have very well been a filter that we was looking at. But the thing is that it's so unfair. The woman walked in there and said, who ate the donuts? But everybody always believe the white dude. The white dude said it and they just automatically believe him because he says that the donuts he didn't eat the donuts. So by process elimination, and she just was over there putting on some, powder on her face. And all of a sudden they said she ate the donuts. I just don't think that's fair. I mean, like I said, I sympathize with her. Like I said, I always take the alternate position. Hey, Keisha said thug life. You're so crazy. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, now this one is funny to me. Hold on. Now, because y'all all know, listen, everybody want to get the joke because don't nobody want to look dumb. Nobody wants to look dumb in a joke. And so you will laugh. Watch this one right here. Then we go get. I got one more video I'm gonna show y'all. Then we hold. But hold on. Listen, this one had me laugh. I died. I was laughing by 5:30 in the morning in bed the other day. Watch this. Hold on. Y'all got to see this. Hold on, because he didn't get it. Hold on.
We call a dog with no fur. Chili bean potatoes.
Man, what chili bean potato? I get it.
You get it?
Yeah.
Explain it.
Chili bean potato. The dog skin is skinless with chili. Would you add potatoes on? Dog chili. The dog skinless. And he eat the chili?
He said, oh, I'm about to pass out. He said, what do you call a dog with no fur? And dude said, chili bean potatoes. And he was like, just started laughing and said, I get it. He said, explain it.
We call a dog with no fur. Chili bean potatoes.
Man, what chili bean bean potato. I get it.
You get it?
Yeah.
Explain it.
Chili bean potato. The dog skin is skinless with chili. Would you add potatoes on? Dog chili. The dog skinless, and he eat the chili.
Can't take it. Oh, oh, oh. He set himself up. He showed it. That joke. Oh God, what I missed some comment. Hold on. Look here all day every day. Oh, okay. It needs some. He said, "What do you call a dog with no fur?" He said, "Chili bean potato." He said, "I get it. I get it. I get it." Did he get it? He ain't get it. He ain't get it. Because don't nobody want to be wrong, man. Don't nobody want to look stupid. So they'll lie. But he got caught in the lie. And don't nobody want to get caught in the lie. That's rough. And you don't want to catch nobody in the lie. Yeah. Yeah. It absolutely. I'm making that point right now. You heard me. That's a lesson. You sit there making a lie. You sit there I taught my children that their choices are connected to consequences, right? And that's something that as adults, we all should know. And we carry those choices even in relationships. And then when we carry those choices, there are consequences to those. Now, here's the thing with me. This is where my issue comes. When we look at consequences, sometimes it seems like men's actions are punitive, right? Seems like I've seen a lot of women. Now I'm not that a few, not a lot, but a few that seem to punish their dude. I told y'all I saw this video one time on Facebook. This dude was called himself pranking his girlfriend, and he opened about 3 or 4 Sprites, just kept opening them and wouldn't drink them, but he would just open them up. And when he opened up about the third one, she took out a broom and started hitting this dude in the back. Man, I'm playing or not? Yeah, man, if you hit me with a broom, yeah. Hold on, I ain't did this all show. But if you hit me with the broom, I'm gonna get as Baptist as I can, and I'm walking out. I'm walking out with my middle finger up. I mean, not my middle. Well, probably I wasn't gonna say middle finger, but that's probably the one I'm gonna put up. If you hit me in the back with a broom, because I know if you hit me again, I'm probably I don't know if I can. I've never hit a woman and out of anger in my life. I've never hit one, but you hit me with a broom, you know, and that but sometimes it seems like actions are so punitive. Even with her, the woman in the video earlier, now you're gonna get out and you're gonna come around here and you're gonna do this. If he would have said no, then what would happen? Was she gonna slap him? Was she gonna beat him up? What was the punitive behind it? And that to me, that behavior pattern, like I said, I think we gotta deal with each other differently, man. And I think that's the way we're gonna start fixing some of these issues. So that's why on let me tell you where my bail money stashed. I got you. Yeah. And that's why I'm glad I got you, because I know you'll come get me out, Jackie. If anybody will come get me out, I know Jackie. Well, Keisha no, get me too. I think Keisha might fuss at me while I'm in the jail. Now, what did you do to get yourself in jail? I'm joking, Keisha. No, I'm joking. Do not call me and cuss me out, please. I rebuke that spirit in Jesus' name. Fast and furious and her in a hurry. I told everybody that Keisha's one of my bestest friends. But listen, so facts. Oh, you would. I know you would. I know you would. But listen, but that's what we're doing. We're having these kind of conversations. And we're going to have these kind of conversations on May the 4th. So May 4th in Little Rock, Arkansas, we'll be at the Kappa House. The event starts at 7. We will open up the doors for general admission about 6:40, 6:45, somewhere in that range. We'll have a VIP reception from 6 to 6:45 p.m. The VIP reception comes with a little small buffet. And it also comes with an open bar and preferred seating or guaranteed seating in the event and the reception. The VIP, while the early bird special has been going on, is $30. That's the event, $30. If you want to purchase, go to my page. Go to my page, and you can get it on my page. Or if you want to Cash App me, if you don't want to go, because some people have been struggling with the electronic, purchasing them electronic. If you want to Cash App me, someone Cash App me today actually. I put the wrong Cash App. All right, but it's the Intellectual Stew. No, I did it right. The Intellectual Stew. Cash App the Intellectual Stew, and you could Cash App $30 and just put your email address and your name, and Lakeisha will send you your ticket immediately. Well, as soon as she has a moment, it would be within the next 24 hours. But if it's $30 for VIP, $15 for general admission right now. And to Jackie, I'm gonna make this executive decision. Tell your friend I'm mad. We're gonna cut it off Monday night. Okay, Jackie, we're gonna cut it off Monday night. Give me till Monday night. I said tomorrow, but I'm gonna give him through the weekend. Give it Monday night will be the last night, Jackie. Monday night will be the last night to buy VIP tickets. After that, we have to cut it off because the caterer needs a head count, and they're supplying good food. So y'all, like I said, come on, open bar, $30. She said, okay, $30. Cash App me the Intellectual Stew. Or I didn't ask Keisha to have the link ready, so I can get it right quick. Hold on, I got it, Keisha. Don't worry about it. I got it right here. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for the VIP. And honestly, it doesn't matter to me if you get VIP or the other one, the general admission. I just want you to come. Now Monday also, the price is going back up on general admission too. It's gonna be $20. So. But that's going up on Monday as well. So if I were you, I would go ahead and purchase my tickets. Okay, I think I found it. All right, so this is the link. She probably already put the link in there, knowing Keisha. But this is the link for VIP tickets. You mind your business. Boom, I did it. VIP, oops. That's the VIP link. Oops, I did the wrong one. Ouch, that hurt. Let me do it this way. Let me go on my page and do it. I'm about to log in this way and do it because there we go. Keisha, I'm sorry. You're going to have to put it in there. Because I put it in, but it's only letting me put it in on YouTube. I'm sorry. It matters to me because I eats and drinks. I got you. And that's the thing. You can drink as much as you want to drink. I've put them in actually, but they're on YouTube. I put them in already, but they're on YouTube. It didn't show on this page. But yeah, and Tony Pearson, and that's a certified mixologist. If you came to the first event, he is mixing the drinks up for real. And they'll sneak up on you and touch you on your shoulder and be like, hey, I'm here. And you know what? Conversation gets a little looser at that point. So we're gonna have good conversation that night. So y'all come, and also y'all, this is the part I'm excited about because we got a special guest. I wanted to add more to the event, so I went out and got us a little entertainment.
And I don't know what to think. The bartender bring a double shot of the Hennessy. They even know my favorite drink. And they know I got a woman, and we're doing fine. But every time they see us, they can't keep it off their mind. And it's strange when you finally find a girl. That's when everybody wants you. Everybody wants you back. Nobody told me that when you finally find love, that's when everybody wants you. Everybody wants you back. I'm not saying I'm a cheat.
Okay, yeah. So we'll have Roosevelt Harris. Roosevelt will be there on that day. Roosevelt Deshaun Harris will be there on that day as well. Ron Mack. LaRon Mack Cadu, he will be there doing poetry for us. So it's going to be an event. It's not just a conversation. It's going to actually be an event. Look, Phoenicia is testifying. She says she got a special drink after telling him what I like, and he gives all the ladies roses. Lakeisha has put the links in the chat for general admission and VIP. Like I said, if it's easier just to cash out me, do that. And like just put your email address or phone number in the subject line, and I'll forward that information directly to Lakeisha. And the person who did it earlier today, Lisa, she got her ticket probably within 5 to 7 minutes, because all I do, we're efficient. We want to get it done. But we're gonna have a good time that night. Phoenicia, you can witness. You remember the audience got involved last time. We started talking like this.
Church is not a date night.
Church what?
Church is not a date night.
Raquel, what's the question?
It's two-part. We're going to roll around a little bit.
Come on.
We're going to go back to, how long should he suffer? When it comes down to, when it comes down to suffering, I believe the two of them have reached a place to where nobody's suffering. I think they have traveled a journey together through life, through the ups and downs of learning and growing and dealing with each other through our flaws. And that's the part that, as humans, we won't allow each other. We won't acknowledge what our shortcomings are.
You think you're healed, and then something happens, and it knocks you all the way back. Listen, infidelity is like, you get PTSD from that stuff. Like, it ain't no joke. The person that's cheated on, like, you go through so much mental torment. Your mind takes you in that bedroom, in the bed, and all of the things. Like, you know what's going on. And so one of the things that he allowed me to do was he allowed me to ask all the questions as many times as I wanted to, over and over and over again.
But you gotta understand, you gotta always understand that I've learned that Roz and most women are very strategic. So her asking questions over and over again wasn't just to be asking questions. It was literally see if the story is going to change.
That's the problem we have in relationships, because a lot of us, I'm going to say it, but we go in expecting to fail. That's why we sign prenups. That's why we already know we figure we're going to get a divorce. Back in the day, it didn't work like that. We didn't act like that. But now we go in with the insurance in place that if it fails, I got a plan. Right. What if you said my only plan is to succeed? Because it sounded like what Roz said a minute ago. She said, when I went in, I knew this was my person. So whatever happens that messes up Corey has a very, very interesting perspective on cheating. Man, that conversation was on. That conversation was on point. And I'm telling you, we're looking forward to recreating the same atmosphere. So if you're missing it, hey, listen, I gave you 3 extra days. Listen, go ahead, get your VIP ticket or get your regular ticket. Either one, just get in the building. Just get in the building and let's have a conversation. We're going to vibe. We're going to talk. We might cry. We're going to laugh. We're going to do all of those things. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be informative, and we're going to grow. And guess what? I haven't really shared this much with you all, but that day we will also be celebrating my 3-year anniversary. So I'm looking forward. I've been doing this podcast for 3 years, and we've grown a lot in that time. So y'all are going to help me celebrate it. And I got one more surprise, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag on that surprise just yet. I'm going to hold that one. I'm going to hold that one probably until Monday. But I got one more surprise because, like I said, this is going to be a live podcast. It's going to be my 3-year anniversary. And one more surprise. I just got to solidify one other thing before I really let that cat out of the bag. And once I do, it's going to be the climax for what I've been really working on. And I'm humbled by this experience. And it has been an experience. It's a journey. And I'm definitely on the path to better. And that's why I ask oftentimes as I'm on this path to better, if you all were willing to join me, because all of us should be willing to become better versions of ourselves. So it's been fun. It's been real. Like this is not my normal night, but I appreciate Dominic, Sandra. You know what? I got an extra ticket. Lakeisha, somebody gave their ticket back, didn't they? Because they're not gonna be able to make it. Is Sandra Settle still on here? Is Sandra Settle still on? Sandra Settles, are you still there? Let's see if she left. She left. She missed her blessing. Y'all better call her. Y'all better call her. Y'all better call her. And we got till Monday. I'll give it away on Monday then, if that's the case. I was going. Oh, she's still there. Okay, Sandra Settle, girl, you almost missed. I was about to say going, gone. All right, Sandra Settles just got a VIP ticket, Lakeisha. Sandra Settles, check your inbox on Facebook. Check the one that you can't check, that your friends. Check your box. You just got I just gave you a VIP ticket, so you have no excuse not to come. You just come. Well, you do have an excuse if something else comes up. But you just got a free ticket. All right, so that's my ticket I'm giving away because she engaged a whole lot tonight, and I appreciate that. So Sandra, now you need to bring somebody with you now and get them to buy a ticket. Get somebody to come on in and join us that night. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We're gonna have a good time. Y'all bring some fellas and let's talk. Let's talk. Grown folks talk. I'm out of here. Sandra, she got it. But as I always say on my exit, on my way out, the world is changing. My question for you is, why do you remain the same? Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all Monday night. Hey, get those VIP tickets. Monday night, price goes up Tuesday to $20 on the general admission. See y'all. We out.